You know, when you first meet Dr. Freud, it's so exciting. When you first, interpretation of dreams is never been out of print. It's exciting to think I can understand these things that seem so illogical.
The problems that individuals, all of us face, are not just challenges that show up or manifest in one day. Life is very cyclical. How do we understand that person when they come in as a child? How do we understand the process of how they came into the world, their family, and then how did the evolution of their life bring them to this point? And then not only looking at past in terms of what helps them to talk about the presenting problem, but then where are they in their present life right now? And how can we start to help them? And for them to help themselves, to discover about themselves, how to best begin to walk into their future.
What draws you?
Well, you're coming here to learn and to supplement what you began to learn in graduate school. You are given a lot of tools and a lot of background, at least my experience has been in graduate school. But the work that we do is hands-on, and so you have to go to a place that's going to help foster that hands-on approach and really figure out what it is for you as a professional and as a clinician that's going to help gel what you learned in theory and begin to apply it. And the Institute gives that. So you don't come for the degree, you don't come for the paper as you would in other institutions, but rather you come with that under your belt and wanting more. And that wanting more leads you to more questions and more curiosity.
I know a number of people, some of whom I consider wonderful human beings, who have basic training, who have state licensure in doing various kinds of therapies. They're licensed practical counselors or licensed clinical social workers. And the skills that they have can't touch the knowledge and skills that someone who has gone through training here has.
The Institute, for me in that way, was both a breath of fresh air because I felt like, oh, yeah, I get this, as well as the mind-boggling feeling of, what did you say? How does that work? Come again? Because it is so different than what you receive in these more consolidated institutions that give you the paper.
There is this sense that once you get your degree, once you feel you are an expert in your field or within your particular orientation, that sometimes it just, people want to just rest there. And I definitely understand that, because being a student is exhausting and costly.
That's why I'm here, over 2 years later when I expected to stay for a semester or a year at the most. There are so many people here who are trying to do that work. That is why they're here. They are trying to share what we do know, what we do understand from so many perspectives within psychodynamic thought.
And our, internship and practicum programs are those pebbles in the water where, the people that we've trained have a much larger impact. They've gone on to work with children in mental health centers. Some have gone on in private practice, but others have gone on to other therapy organizations, and they really then cast a wide net on helping people through this depth psychological approach that almost no one else is using today.
you talk about clarity, when you talk about a sense of being the best you that you can be, that really gives hope. And at the end of the day, that is what the Institute offers.
And whether we're digging into, the archives of Freudian theory and articles, or we're talking about more contemporary psychoanalytic theory, those conversations are endless.
I think the best part about being an intern through the Institute is having the supervision with consummate psychotherapists and psychoanalysts.
And it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes, again, being with people in some of their least fun moments, least pleasant memories, moving through some very challenging situations, and they show up. They show up again and again and again because they are so committed to doing this level, this depth of work. And that is just, again, the most wonderful thing to me. To be around people who say, yeah, let's do this. We can do this. Let's dig in. Let's get in there. Let's go deeper.
The people who were attracted to it, I think, were a cut above. They were a breed apart from the rest of their colleagues, and that they were willing to delay gratification, work even more longer hours, postpone personal gratification in order to provide a service to patients, to relieve suffering. It gives one hope.